Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is the Dade City Hare Scramble. I just did this race Sunday morning, and as you can see, I'm in 4th place right now. Got a pretty good start, a little delayed. Didn't get a great jump. I don't know what it was. I just felt like, I don't know if I was slow. Bike didn't start as quick as I thought. It was a little chilly. Maybe that's why. So I'm running 4th place here, and then a couple more turns, I fall back a few spots, and you'll see why. So a guy in front of me blows that berm up, and I just get stuffed into that deep sand. So I fall back to 7th place. And guy in front of me is Robert Hackle. So I've raced against him quite a few times, and we have to make our way through some traffic. And unfortunately for me, being in 7th and working my way through traffic, we're not getting around people very quickly, because obviously, everybody's got to get around the guy in front of them. So I'm just skipping, a couple parts here because it was pretty drawn out. But I was getting super frustrated at this point. I knew the top 3 guys, they were getting away, and I was just losing time. That log right there, super slick. That anytime you see this dark blackish dirt, it wasn't like the last Hare Scramble in Daytona where it was really good traction. That was actually real slick in a lot of spots. Yeah, so I was trying to be careful. Tons of roots on this course. All that being said, I'm pretty sure this was it's tough, but I want to say it was my favorite Hare Scramble yet. I felt good. There's a lot of passing going on, and it was just fun. I mean, as you can see, these wood sections, they're not real tight, which I really like, the tight technical woods. But I guess it was a nice change from the Daytona Enduro I did, which was really tight woods. I don't know, it just felt like a great mix. It was really fun. And as you can see, I'm still battling up here, trying to get by these guys. So I get by Robert right here. Don't know who this guy is. He's in my class as well. The guy we're passing right here on the KTM, not in our class. But I found this little alternate route, and I think that's what made this course so much fun for me. There were so many of these alternate lines in the woods because it wasn't so tight. It gave you the ability to make a lot of unique lines. And I didn't get to use all of them, but I tried to use as many as I could. And it was great. It was a lot of fun. So here you'll see I'm picking up the pace a little bit because I'm like, man, I have to go. I said, these guys, they're getting away. And the problem is they're just as faster than me. So for me to try and catch them, I got to push. But at the same time, I have to try and conserve some energy, right? Because I can't blow it all out in the first lap and then be done at the end. I want to push hard for my final lap to make sure if someone's in front of me, I have the energy to pass them. So just trying to work my way through the field. I'm in 5th place right now, and just looking for any kind of line I can to get by these guys, because none of these guys are in my class, and I knew that. And coming up here is a perfect example of alternate lines. This is wide open, but it's a twofer. I got 2 guys at once because it was wide enough. And then we dive back into the woods a little bit. And coming up here, the guy in the blue, this is my buddy Chris. He's not in my class. And I was trying to get his attention. I was trying to yell to him, hey, let me by. But I talked to him after the race, and he couldn't hear me. He saw me obviously after I passed, but he had no idea I was yelling to him. So I get by Chris, and then these 2 guys up ahead, you'll see here again, alternate lines. So instead of being stuck behind these guys, I'm trying to open up my vision, see where I can get them. And here's a nice little cheater line right here. And they had a lot of orange arrows out in the trees to give you these options, because we're only supposed to stay 20 feet away from these orange arrows. Obviously, anytime you see a double green in my races, we have to go through those. There's no going around them. That would be considered cheating, and you have to turn around and make sure you go through those double greens. But so yeah, just trying to keep my pace up here, looking up ahead, seeing if I can find anybody. If you see to the right there, I missed that line, but in the next second and third lap, I do use that line because that was a pretty good hot line there. We'll see up here. I don't exactly remember how I get by these two guys. Let's see. Oh, this is a hard, easy section right here. So if you go to the right, it's easy. Hard sections to the left. And just those two hills. That's really all it was. And you can see to the right, that's where the easy section comes back into the main trail here. Yeah, so you just heard I said, all right, got to calm down a little bit. Here's another nice little cheater line. I just, yeah, I was pushing, so I was kind of getting tired, and I didn't want to get an arm pump or fatigue. This, kind of a bummed. Nice big tabletop, but those two guys are in front of me, so obviously I'm not clearing that tabletop, but I definitely would have sent it a little harder than I did there. But yeah, look at, so we open up a bit, and then we'll dive back into the woods. Like I said, just a great mix, had some jumps in there. So we're at mile marker 3. This was a 12-mile course, and for me being C-class, I only can get in 3 laps. A lot of time, real fast guys, they actually get 4 laps in. So there's a good example of double greens. So we just got to make sure we go in between these. And I'll tell you, in some of the open sections later on in the video, you'll see I had a perfect opportunity to pass people. And then I'm looking up ahead and I go, oh, I don't want to do that. There's double greens I'll blow. Oh, this right here, see that? I don't have it on video, and so I'm going to comment on it now. Back there at that tree, there was a root exposed. But it wasn't really a sharp hit, and I launched myself off that thing. It was a lot of fun. I liked that line a lot. I'll get this guy here in the whoops. I was just trying to keep the intensity up. I didn't want to get lulled into following anybody. That's really where I lose a lot of time, and I knew I didn't have any time to waste. But unfortunately, I will get caught up with some people later on. So right here, the guy up ahead, not this orange, the guy in orange right here, but up ahead, that is 4th place. So I'll check back in. I make a few cuts because it took me a long time to catch up. Well, no, I shouldn't say it took me a long time to catch up. I actually caught him pretty quickly, but then we played cat and mouse for quite a long time because of how many people we were passing on and off. So he'd get around someone, and I believe he was on a 450. It sounded like one anyway. It was really deep. And in the open sections, you just heard it right there. In the open section, he just motored away from me right out of the hole, like right out of the turns. So here's a good example of, I think I'm just, slowing down, but that sand right there is pretty deep. So if you weren't in a rut, it was a little washy, you know, the front end. Just I didn't have a lot of confidence in it and that stuff. So here it's opening up, and as I was mentioning before, right out of the corner, that 450, or even if it was a 350, would pull. And you can tell by listening to the bike, he had a recluse on it. These sections right here, you can see a lot of the orange is worn off. They try and mark the roots for you, but man, this section was super slick. I can't emphasize enough of how slick this was. You're gonna see probably in a few turns, maybe a little later on. I thought it was that section right back there. Oh, there's what I mentioned, the green arrows. So you see they tighten it up in this open section, so I can't get around this guy by going outside of those poles, so kind of held me up there. Okay, here maybe this is where this rut right here to the left, the one I'm in, on the second lap was so deep it was dragging pegs. So there's a spot. All this doesn't look that bad, really slick. You can even see right there they're losing the rear a little bit. Okay, so here comes up another hard easy section. So easy is where those guys just went in front of me. Hard is this. It's kind of like almost like a step up if you hit it with a little more speed. But even at the speed I hit it, you're getting a little air. So you had to be careful. You didn't just launch yourself. You had to be positioned over the front of the bike. And then here you go. We missed that little cheetah line right there. That'd have been a nice shortcut. I go all the way to the edge because this is really rooty, really slick. And he was catching people out all day. Even this section, still pretty slick. All right, so now here you go. I passed both those guys. I'm in 4th place. And then I check up a little bit. Just a little bit. And watch to my right. Back to 5th place. Guy got me back. So now he gets me back in these open sections. I was like, damn. This is not the place I want to get passed by that bike, because like I said, I think it's a 450 and he was motoring away. So we get back down now here to this, a little bit tighter section, and trying to get by this guy. It's sandy, slick. See right there? It's like freaking ice. I couldn't believe how slick that sand was, because it wasn't super deep right there. I think I just commented on it actually. All right, so we're still chasing, trying to get 4th place back, and seeing some traffic. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have a shot, but maybe not. Maybe we're gonna be playing cat and mouse again. So we're gonna see what happens here. Some more dirt, sand. Mile marker 8, so we're almost done with our first lap. Again, got the green arrows, so I don't have all of this to utilize. I just have to stay between those green arrows. And here, those branches are really low. So if you go to take the inside, it's quite a surprise when you get real close. You're like, oh, I'm not gonna make that. I gotta go around these branches. I'm not going under them. All right, so we're coming up to another open section, and knowing that this guy is motoring away from me out of the corners, I said, all right, well now strategy is stay on the gas longer than him, brake later than him. Let's close this gap. So that's what I'm trying to do here, and just carrying a little more corner speed. And yeah, so tying right back up. I'm looking up ahead, seeing that there's not immediately a guy by us, so maybe I can finally get him. So I'm to his right. He looks over his left. He must be hearing me. And I'm getting hit with the roost off this thing, which hurts. I'm trying to stay out of his line, but I keep fading into his line. So he's looking over his shoulder again. So I said, all right, I think I got him a little worried about someone coming up on him. He probably thinks it's a faster guy from another class, or maybe he does know it's me. I don't know. Couple more rooty sections, and I'll make a comment here. Yeah, 4 strokes with recluses, damn it, because he's just, all the corners, just getting me by just a little bit, starts pulling away. So, just getting frustrated. But we'll try and stay on him and get him where we can. I'm also trying to give it, yeah, I just said that was like ice. That was another section. It didn't look like it was slippery, but it was real slick. I was also just trying to give some room in the dusty sections because I didn't want to get caught out by a root. My first ever Hare Scramble, it wasn't dust, but I was paying attention to the guy in front of me, and I hit a root on like a whoop, and I went down so hard. So I just didn't want to make that mistake again. All right, we're getting back into the tighter sections, and still searching for a spot I can get him. Trying not to let him motor away in the open section. Thought I was going to get him here, but lost the rear coming out of that corner. Trying to keep my camera clean for you guys.
Roost from a 450 is not fun.
I just said roost from a 450 is not fun. Yeah. Even though I had my chest protector on, my Under Armour I should say, still could feel it.
Problem is, if I pass the dude, I gotta put on a pace. It's only the first lap.
Yeah, so I just made a comment
That's for similar speed.
that if I do pass him, I got to be ready to push because we're similar speed.
I just see how to climb. I keep drifting into it.
Just made the comment, I keep drifting into his line. It's my buddy Rod right here. Just yelling hello to him. Here's a dumb time waster. Who stalls a two-stroke? Apparently I do. I did it a couple of times this race. And so yeah, now look, he opens up a gap again. So gotta reel him back in. This is what I meant by cat and mouse game earlier. We just kept going back and forth. It was a fun battle though. Fun battle to me. He probably had no idea. So we're still looking for spots, but now we're coming up to traffic again. So these are alternate lines. Figure, all right, here we go. Let's get this guy. Now we got the guy in the orange. And fourth place is walking away from me again. So I can't send it over this little tabletop. It's really fun. There's a couple of these, as I should say two. All right, so let's see. Here he is again. Let's see if we can get him this time. So let's reel him back in. And here we go. I think my chance is coming up. Nope, not yet. See the guy in front of us now. So I'm like, all right, I got to get by him. Because if I don't get by him, I'm playing cat and mouse again. And I was really getting tired of it, even though it was a fun battle. I just wanted to get in front of him. I almost missed a double green. Make sure I get between those two. And here we go. Here's my chance. He goes down. Fortunately, I was right in his line, so I lost a little bit of time right here. But here's my chance. Fourth place. Put my head down. And try and pull away a little bit. And I did. I never saw him again. Again, these routes really slick. And I'm coming up to the end of the first lap. Yep, here's the gates. And I stall again. I mean, really. Again? 252 stroke. It's not that easy to stall, to be honest with you. These things will lug down at idle. So, I was really getting annoyed at myself. can't even make an excuse. I put on new levers. I tried one of my sponsors to help me out with discount is Flow. I'm trying their unbreakable levers. I like them so far. They're adjustable. No issues. And it gave me the ability to adjust my clutch out enough where it's not bashing my ring finger knuckle when I'm pulling it in, you know. The stock one, I guess I just didn't adjust it enough. But anyway, that was the end of the first lap, beginning of the second lap. So get some free space now. Fourth place. I want to put my head down. I want to charge. I dropped my lap time from a 34 to a 33, and then my last and final lap, the third lap, I dropped down into the 32s for a lap time. And unfortunately, I ran out of battery because I was concentrating so much on the second lap that I forgot to shut my camera off. Usually, I don't even do a full lap with my camera on. I'll only get like parts of the first lap, parts of the second lap, and then like second half of the third. Unfortunately, yeah, I just recorded a little too much of this, and I didn't get to get the finish, which means I didn't get my pass into third place. But I wound up taking home third place in this race, and I feel like it was exactly where I should have been in this race. The two guys ahead of me, they definitely were faster. I was faster than them the third lap, both of them, but they were just too far ahead after my mistake in the beginning of the race, getting caught up. So anyway, all in all, I had a really fun time at this race. Didn't feel like I really left anything on the table. Just got to get better at passing, work on my racecraft, and yeah, that's about it. So I'll let you guys finish watching the rest of this video. Don't really have any more to commentate on because I stay in fourth and move my way up to third place, and that's about it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.
four strokes behind me, god damn it. You all right? Oh shit. For my class up there. It's a bummer. Fuck, I'm tired.